Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting, foggy weather. The city clocks had only just gone 3, but it was quite dark already. Scrooge sat with the door of his office open that he might keep his eye upon his clerk, who, in a dismal little cell beyond, a sort of tank, was copying letters. Now Scrooge was a very small fire, but the clerk's fire was so very much smaller that it looked like one coal, but it couldn't replenish it, for Scrooge kept the coal box in his own room, and so surely as the clerk came in with the shovel, the master predicted it would be necessary for them to part. Whereupon the clerk put on his white comforter and tried to warm himself at the candle, in which effort, not being a man of strong imagination, he failed. Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you! It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew, who had come upon them so quietly. This was the first intimation he had had of his approach. "Ah," said Scrooge, "humbug." He had so heated himself with rapid walking in the fog and frost, this nephew of Scrooge's, that he was all in a glow. His face was ruddy and handsome, and his eyes sparkled. "Christmas? A humbug? You don't mean that, I am sure." "I do. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you? A time for paying bills without money. Time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. A time for balancing your books and having every item in them through a round dozen of months presented there against you. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas in his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stick of holly through his heart. Uncle, nephew, keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine. Keep it. But you don't. Keep it. Let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do you? Much good it has ever done you. Well, there are many things by which I might have derived good, by which I've not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. But I've always thought of Christmas time, when it has come round, apart from the veneration due to its sacred name and origin, if anything belonging to it can be apart from that, as a good time. As a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time in the whole long calendar of the year when men and women seem, by one consent, to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it. Oh, bravo, sir, bravo. The clerk in the tank involuntarily applauded. One more sound out of you, Bob Cratchit. You'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. It's a wonder you don't go into Parliament. Don't be angry with me, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow. Oh, I'll see you. I'll see you in hell first. Why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love?
Because you fell in love.
Growled Scrooge, as if that were the one thing in the world more ridiculous than a Merry Christmas. Good afternoon. Hey, Uncle, but you never came to see me before I was married. Why give it as a reason for not coming now? Good afternoon. I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why cannot we be friends? Good afternoon. I am very sorry to find you so resolute. We've never had a quarrel to which I have been a party, but I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I shall keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle. Good afternoon! And a Happy New Year! Good afternoon! His nephew left the room without an angry word, notwithstanding. Merry Christmas, Bob. Oh, Merry Christmas, Jack. Now the clerk, letting Scrooge's nephew out, had let two other people in. They were portly gentlemen, pleasant to behold, and now stood with hats off in Scrooge's office.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
We have no doubt his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
It certainly is.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts.
Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, sir. But under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude. A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I do not make merry myself at Christmas, and I cannot afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
And many can't go there, and many would rather die.
They would rather die. They had better do it. And decrease the surplus population! Good afternoon! Scrooge returned to his labors with an improved opinion of himself. And the fog and the darkness thickened.